Part B, we're going to write this as a fraction. Okay, so again we sort of set x equals, okay, and we'll write this out sort of in full. So we've got 0 point, and then we've got 1, 3, and then you notice then the 1 and the 3, there's just singles of these, but then it's the 8 then that's repeating. Okay, so we got infinite amount of them, right? So then what I do is, just like before, I times by 10. Okay, so I work out what 10x is. And we all know when we times by 10, on this side here, everything shifts up by 1. So we get 1.38888 and so on, right? So everything has shifted up one place. Now let's compare after the decimal points. Okay, so the top line here and the line underneath it, if you compare after the decimal points, they're not the same, aren't they? It's a different order of numbers compared to what we had last time when we had the same order of numbers. Here they're different now. So I've got to go again. I did 10x there, okay, by timesing the x by 10. Now I'm going to do 100x, okay. So I'm going to times x now by 100, okay. Or you could just think of 10x times that by 10, and you get 100x. So I think that's the best way to think about it. Okay, just scale this up, times this by 10, you get 100x. Which means I've got to times this by 10. And when I times this by 10, everything shifts up by one place. So I get 13.888 and so on. Now again, we compare after the decimal point. And again, they're different. There's none of them the same. So I'm going to have to go again. So times by 10, 100, now we're going to have 1,000. Okay, 1,000x. Alright? And, you know, we could think of timesing x by 1,000, or just take this, isn't it, and scale this one up, times this by 10 to get 1,000. So I've got to times this side by 10 as well, which means now I'm going to shift the 8 up this time, so I get 138 point, and the 8's just shift up, there's an infinite amount of them. Okay, so it goes on and on forever. And then I get that. Now, what's good is you can compare these two, because these two have the same numbers after the decimal point. They're all 8s, they're all 8s. Okay, so in order then to work out what the fraction is going to be, I'm going to take away. You always take away. So I've got the bigger one, take away the smaller one. 1,000x take away 100x is going to be 900x. Okay, and then take away this side. Well, we've got 138, take away 13, which would be 125. And then you'll notice then after the decimal point, the 8s will just be eliminated. 8 take away 8 is 0. Okay, so they all go. So I'm just left with 125. And then you see it as an equation, so you need to take the 900 over, because we're timesing here. When you take the 900 over, you're going to be dividing. Okay. So then we've got a fraction which they are expecting us to simplify. Okay, so when you look at this here, you can see common factors. I hope there, you know, of course that's an odd number, isn't it? And that's an even number, but that ends in a 5, that ends in a 0. So you could see 5 goes into both of them, yeah. But if you really think about it, you'll also notice that 25 goes into both of them. Okay, so we could do that. Now 25 into 125. If you think about it, 25 goes into 125 5 times, doesn't it? Because it goes into 100 4 times. 4 lots of 25 is 100, and then another one to give me 125. So it goes into it 5 times. How many times does it go into 900? Well, 25 goes into 100 4 times, but we've got 900, so it's 9 lots of 100, so it'll be 9 lots of those 4 times. So we get 36, 9 times 4 is 36. And there's my simplified fraction.